What's up guys, this is Ollie and another festival is just around the corner. We are going to be able to unlock the 4th unit from the Sacred Grove faction after Silverwood, Cerberus and Oakenshrub. I learned their names. This time around we are going to take a look at Nixie. She's a very special unit. Just like the other heroes from the Sacred Grove, she does have the Bushkin trait, and just like Cerberus, people should be very excited about her because she is a mage. Unlike Cerberus, who happens to have 2 range, she has 3 range. Now that already puts her into a league of her own because she is the only healer in the game with 3 movement and 3 range. All the other healers in the game have either 2 movement like Tavarinji or 2 range. So Nixie can actually hit opponents farther away than any other healer in the game. Normally healing is not super relevant because you are giving up a turn to heal another unit. So basically instead of attacking with 2 units and taking out 2 opposing units, you can only attack with 1 of your units, and your other unit, the healer, is basically taking a break. They are not attacking, they're not really affecting the field, and instead they are healing your other unit. So that only really pays out when the unit you are healing is going to be super powerful. This is very different for Nixie because Nixie does not have to give up a turn to heal another unit because her passive Lifeblossom allows her to just like take a step to the side, attack, so you're basically getting some value out of her, and then the Lifeblossom that she will leave on the field that she just left, somebody else from your team can step on and they will heal. So it's really like a passive heal, it's like a free heal. That alone would already make that unit way better than the other healers in the game, at least when it comes to healing. But wait, there's more! Nixie also happens to have an attack stat that blows most other mages, especially the ones with range 3, completely out of the water. No other mage with 3 range and 3 movement has as much attack as her. So if you're discarding this unit as early as you heard she's a healer, think again, she's actually going to be very good on offense. On defense on the other hand, she's extremely underwhelming. She has less health than Tim, a unit that can actually die from a raindrop falling on his head. In that sense, she's not very good. She needs to stay in the back and heal your other units for you to get some value out of her. Speaking of value, I know you want to see the unit in action, but before we do, we need to talk about the active ability, the main selling point of Nixie in my personal opinion, and that is the Tree Ancient. The Tree Ancient is an object, like a big tree, that you can place wherever you want. You have 3 range to place the tree wherever you want, and you can move before you do so. That already gives you a lot of freedom to place that unit or object strategically wherever you want on the map. And on certain maps this can really be a problem for your opponent because he cannot get through to you without first getting rid of the tree. And trying to get rid of this tree is gonna backfire spectacularly because anytime anything does damage to the tree is firing back. In that sense, the tree is like a lightning rod, and that's what we're going to see in our first clip, which is Nixie versus Silverwood. So here, Nixie just places the Tree Ancient on the field, Silverwood goes for the active, and what happens is 3 of the crows are actually hitting the tree, and that then results in the tree hitting back at Silverwood and immediately winning the game. The Tree Ancient really gives you something to play with. We can see that here because you can place it strategically on the map and your opponent can no longer connect with you unless they have a flying unit like Corrin, which is the case here. You can also see that Nixie is paper thin. Now there's a tiny misplay here. You should have moved with Nixie. Nixie always wants to move and place a Lifeblossom on the floor. But we can still see what this unit is all about and what makes that unit so strong. We can move back and forth and sidestep, and unlike Dogger, we're not creating summons all the time. However, we are creating opportunities for ourselves to constantly heal our own unit. And now the AI is making some mistake, or maybe this was Kyle himself who ran into the Lifeblossom, but generally speaking, you can really give your opponent a hard time being able to just run over your units. Now there was something else in this clip, and I think most of you have missed it, and we're going to take a very close look at that and zone in on that. Pay very close attention here. We can see that Agnar strikes the Tree Ancient and lights a fire under the tree, and now it's your turn and the fire hits the Tree Ancient and it's not dead. It just took 10% of its starting health as damage, which is the tile effect of fire, might be 20%. And then after that the tree is self-destructing. The tree just destroyed itself. Now this is a bug that is currently in the game. The tree ancient basically always fires back at the source of damage. However, when a tile effect is dealing damage to a unit, there is no logic in the game that says hit back at the tile. You don't want to like dig a hole or something. So for that reason, the unit kind of goes crazy, or the tree goes crazy, and it kills itself. This is going to get fixed. This is a bug that is currently in the game, but it's not bound to stay in the game. So this is something that you should know. You can get immediately rid of the tree with any tile effect that does damage, so that would be vines or fire. What I like the most about Nixie is that she really fits into the playstyle of the Sacred Grove faction, which is units that like to be by themselves. They don't want to engage with the opponents. So you can basically hide behind a tree or behind some mushrooms. We can see that here. There's so much zone control going on. All of these warriors are trying to hit you, they're trying to come at you, but you can just stop them dead in your tracks. And now we can see there's a bit of a misplay here. What do you need to do when you're playing Nixie? You need to move Nixie all the time. Just move, move. And then your other units, you also need to move into the blossoms that Nixie was leaving behind. And so you can constantly heal yourself and make the life of your opponent so much harder. Now, to clarify, you do not have to take out the Lifeblossoms to win a game against someone playing Nixie. That makes plenty of sense, obviously. But they're gonna still be a problem when they're lying around on the map and making it so much harder for you to just like move where you want to move. So I love these kinds of matches where you can just like lock your opponent down, vine them in place, and then hit them, kite around with them with Nixie and leave Lifeblossoms to heal your other units. Even a 2 versus 5 is not an unfair fight if you're bringing Servidus and Nixie. Now, I did mention that you can place the tree wherever you want, even after moving, and that has significant consequences for guild raid, because in guild raid you can actually bait the dragon to fly into a starting spot where you want him to by just placing a tree there. And we can see that here all of our units are not going into one of the landing zones of the dragon, but the tree is in one of the landing zones, and that means that the dragon is going to go for the tree to do some damage. He's even gonna get punished for that because the tree ancient is going to strike back at the dragon, and then after that you got the dragon into one of the better nests, not the best nest. The one that is currently next to Tavaringi is the best spot for the dragon to fly in, and then he can do a lot of damage. I believe that Nixie is a great unit that has great effects. The entire kit makes a lot of sense to me. I think that the game design is like very much on point. The problem is she doesn't really have a home in any of the existing game modes, because units that are very paper thin don't tend to be that good in arena. Yes, it is all about offense, and yes, Nixie can do some damage offensively, but she can only hit one target, and all the really good units in arena are guys like Nimrod, like Giggs, like Tanamo that can take out several opponents. So in that sense, she's going to have some trouble. However, there's an upcoming game mode that is going to be very different, and that is Duel. And in the Duel game mode, most heroes are capped at common rarity, and nobody can like one-shot another unit at common rarity, or at least next to no unit can do that, which means that Nixie is very likely going to hang around for at least one turn. And then you can really take advantage of the things that I highlighted in this video. You can kite around your opponent, you can leave Lifeblossoms on the map, you can make the life of your opponent way more miserable, and you can prolong the life of your own units, all the while with Nixie in the back taking shots at the opponent. So I think this might be the strongest game mode for Nixie, in fact, but that's something that you guys are going to be figuring out very soon. What do you think about Nixie? Are you as excited about the unit as I am? Like I said, I think it's a great unit. I'm just not entirely sure for which game mode. However, being able to bait any dragon, regardless of the power of the dragon, is very important for the top guilds that are going up against the last legendary dragon. And for that alone, Nixie needs to be considered. Best of luck in the upcoming festival. Let me know how you are trying to unlock Nixie. If you have some trouble, of course, there's the festival guide. I know it says it's Forerunner Clue the Blind Reaper, but all the strategies are still working like a charm. So just watch those videos again if you want to do well in the festival, and then I'll see you guys very soon, either in the arena, in the upcoming Duel mode, or the official Discord. See you guys very soon.